I literally dropped 20 pounds in probably like 3 weeks, it felt like. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about my weight loss transformation. I went from about 155 pounds down to 135 and then worked my way back up to 150 with building muscle. That was all because of holistic health. If you want to hear about my weight loss transformation, then just keep watching. So it basically started off when I was in freshman year. I was 15 and I started birth control. If you watch my birth control story, I'll have that linked below, but basically I had a terrible experience with the pill. It ruined my body. It made me gain 20 pounds. I went from having mild to moderate acne to having full-blown cystic acne. It gave me anxiety and it just made my hair fall out. I was balding at like 16 and it was just crazy. So it all started when I went on the pill. I basically gained 20 pounds probably in like 3 months. I went from being kind of like skinny and like not really like I could eat whatever I wanted and I didn't gain weight to all of a sudden like my face, all my weight went to my face and it was like round and I had like a little like gut. It was just more weight than I was used to carrying. And it went on so fast that I didn't even really notice and I didn't even really think about it. But it was really bad. I was just kind of like, well, I guess that's just what it is, and I just became so kind of accustomed to it that I didn't really understand like how unhealthy I was. You know, I would eat things like Rocky Road ice cream every night. I would have candy. When I was in high school, they had like a student store where you would buy like these like fried chicken sandwiches, and it would be like this like white like squishy McDonald's bun with like a fried chicken breast in the middle, and it was called like a spicy chicken sandwich or whatever. I would eat up to 4 of those at a time. I swear I had the biggest appetite. I would eat and eat and eat and I would not be full. It was just like insane. Like I would eat so much. And it's not that like eating a lot was bad, but I would come home and I would be on my computer doing homework, not working out. I was the worst at PE. I would walk during the running, like when they would make you run a mile at school. I would walk. I would be the girl walking after the second lap. I went from running like a 7-minute mile in 8th grade to running like a 12-minute mile. And I was just, didn't want to be active, didn't care. I was like, oh, this sucks. And nobody ever told me like you can build muscle and build your butt and like get a great body from like working out and building muscle. I went from like being like somewhat active at school to like being like doing the bare minimum in PE at school. So not only was I eating so much, but I was also barely doing any physical activity. So I gained about like 20 pounds. And I remember I started birth control in January of I think 2013, and by the time it hit my 15th birthday in March, I had gained like 20 pounds. It was like insane. In the summer, I think it was the summer of 2014, I found weightlifting. So if you don't know what weightlifting is, it's basically where you lift heavy weight. You kind of center it around building your muscle so that you can kind of boost your metabolism and build different parts of your body to be bigger or smaller. And so I was really big on building my legs and thighs and butt area and trying to kind of like lose my belly fat. And so I started in the end of 2014. We moved into an apartment complex that had a gym, and so I started squatting and hip thrusting and deadlifting and doing all those things, and I lost a considerable amount of weight and started building muscle in my legs and stuff. But it was before I even knew that diet was really important. So I knew you were supposed to have a protein shake after you lifted weights, but I didn't really like think about like have good amounts of protein throughout the rest of the day. It was all just kind of like I just kind of ate whatever I wanted and would have a protein shake. And so and not even a good protein shake at that. It was like a muscle milkshake, so it had like all these additives and thickeners and stabilizing agents, and it was just like not good. So and not organic whey or anything like that. So that year my skin broke out like crazy. Around 2015. I got like terrible cystic acne. My skin went from being like kind of okay to being like full-blown cystic acne, and it was red and inflamed, and I was swollen. My face was swollen, my hair was falling out, my weight kind of like wasn't moving. I was working out like hardcore 3 times a week, like really intense weightlifting sessions only like 3 times a week, but then being active all the rest of the days, you know, going to the pool and walking and doing things like that. And the weight just like wasn't moving, and I was like, I'm doing a lot of work and nothing's really changing. Wasn't really building any more muscle, and I wasn't eating a whole lot either. Like, I eat more now than I did back then, and I'm smaller than I was then, and I just had a baby, so it's just like crazy. So then around like beginning of 2016, I had started working, and I wouldn't eat before work because I wouldn't have time. And so, you know, I would just like wake up, roll out of bed, get ready, and then go to work, and would find myself like at like 1 o'clock and I hadn't eaten yet, and my blood sugar was just like out of control. Like, I was having crashes, I was feeling drowsy, I was feeling weak and fatigued, and now that doesn't even happen to me. I started watching videos about holistic health. I remember I watched an MTHFR video, which, if you don't know what an MTHFR is, it's basically like a polymorphism in your genetics that basically affects the way that your body functions, the way that your B vitamins are kind of like metabolized, and so it can affect things like mental health and different things like that. And because I was losing all this hair and I was like trying to figure out why, watched it, kind of like was like, wow, that's really interesting, but kind of like pushed it aside. Didn't really think much of it, and then I found Organic Olivia on YouTube, and I fell in love with holistic health and the things that she was sharing, and it kind of pushed me onto this journey where I started to dig deeper into the things about why, dig deeper into the things of like why I had cystic acne, why I was dealing with like things like fatigue and anxiety and stress and different things like that, and was really trying to put all the pieces together. And after months and months of research, kind of started to realize like birth control might be really affecting me. And so, but I was too scared to go off the pill because I was on it for acne, and I thought that if I went off of it, my acne was already so bad, I was afraid it would get worse. And so I was basically on it for another year and was still really working out really hard, but I started to incorporate more healthy foods, organic protein shakes, and different things like that, and basically found that the weight kind of like just started to come off, and my waist was getting smaller, but I was still building a lot of muscle, and I was starting to feel really good about where my body was at and where everything was at for my weight and stuff. But I still had this like thick layer of like fat around my belly, and so I was just kind of like confused, like, I'm working out this hard, why is it not moving? In the summer of 2017, I went off of birth control, and immediately like weight started to come off of my face. I was so swollen, and I would retain so much water, and I was so puffy. The second I went off birth control, it immediately went away. Like, the puffiness went down, the water that I was retaining went down, my waist got so much smaller. Like, I didn't think it could get any smaller, but it got so much smaller, and I was just like so amazed at how my body was just dropping weight the second I went off birth control. And there's a lot of reasons why that could be. Nobody really knows. No overwhelming evidence to prove that hormones do have an effect on fat storage and things like that. But one day. But kind of the idea is that you're putting these synthetic hormones into your body that have to be detoxed by your liver and eliminated through your digestive system. And if your body's not functioning at its optimal, kind of pushing things out and detoxifying because of like the overwhelming burden that we have in our everyday environment, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about in the terms of like pollutants and things in our environment, you can check out my video about holistic health. I'll link, and why it's so important, and I'll leave a link to that in the description, and it kind of explains in more detail why living a holistic lifestyle is important. But if your body is so overwhelmed with all these pollutants and pesticides in our food and toxins in our environment, putting synthetic hormones that your body's already having trouble kind of detoxing, putting synthetic hormones on top of that can make the problem even worse. And then on top of that, if your digestion isn't working properly, these hormones that get eliminated through your bile, basically into your digestive system to be eliminated, you can start to reabsorb these hormones if your digestive system isn't working the way it's supposed to. Then you can start to build up a different dominance in hormones, and your hormones will become imbalanced, which can basically contribute to a bunch of problems in your body. So maybe things like hair loss, acne, weight gain, thyroid problems, different things like that. Birth control pill can also cause problems in the gut. So high estrogen levels can increase your chance of developing leaky gut. There's also a chance that it can influence the microbes in your gut. These good and bad gut bacteria that live in your body kind of work in harmony with high levels of good gut bacteria and low levels of bad bacteria. And taking things like birth control, especially the pill, which is into your digestive system, can disrupt the microbiome in your gut that helps you feel your best and kind of help your body work at its optimal capacity. And it can also deplete you of nutrients, things like vitamins and minerals that are important for energy metabolism. It's kind of up in the air how birth control exactly impacts weight gain. A huge component of my weight loss story was going off of birth control. So living a healthier lifestyle, so doing things like lots of plant food, organic animal products, living a better lifestyle overall, so getting more sun, getting more vitamin D, being more active. Lifting weights is really, really good for your metabolism. The more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism is, so the more calories you burn every day. Weightlifting played a huge part in my weight loss, but it was definitely, another huge part of it was definitely birth control, and getting rid of those toxins in my body, and then also really focusing on feeding my body healthy foods, high protein, because protein helps you build muscle, and also protein is harder for your body to digest, so it takes more energy to digest your protein, so less of it goes towards storing energy and more of it goes towards spending energy, which is good for the calorie energy balance, which helps you to lose weight. Definitely living a healthier lifestyle can help contribute to not only your overall wellness, but also help you to feel better, so that you're more motivated to do the things that help you, that have been proven scientifically to help you lose weight. But that's my weight loss story. It's not like a huge amount of weight loss, but I think that a lot of people don't know that what they put in their body can really affect their ability to lose weight. Please subscribe. I put out new videos about health and wellness every week. Leave a comment down below with a video that you want to see. As always, you can follow me on my Instagram at Curve Wellness and on my blog curvewellness.com. I created a free tip sheet, which is basically 10 free tips on how to start a wellness journey if you're looking to kind of live a more holistic, natural lifestyle. The link will be in the description for you to download it. All you have to do is just input your email and it'll be delivered straight to your inbox. So that's it for today's video, and thank you for watching.